This is a 2011 Stingher 800 GT. We're going to show you all the features and benefits this fantastic rib has to offer. We've just been out on a drone video and it is a fantastic sea boat as well, especially with these Scott seats. So stay tuned, subscribe to our channel and continue to watch it right now. Hi there, I'm Jonathan Parker from Parker Owners Boat Sales and we're here today on the River Hamble in the south coast of England to show you this fantastic 2011 Stingher 800 GT. And we're going to show you from the helm to start with, because with ribs they're quite basic, aren't they? They're quite basic things, just a nice seagoing boat with an engine on the back. But this one has a few particular features we really want to share with you. And I'm sitting on one of them now. Now these Scott seats, this really makes the boat. A lot of ribs, when you go over wash, waves, things like that, and they can be quite a hard ride, and you can actually hurt your back, and you find yourself standing a lot of the time. But with this seat, look at the movement on this seat. And we've just been out on a drone video, and as you can see, we're going through wash, and we're trying to give it as hard a time. It's a lovely day today. I mean, it is the 1st of February 2024, and look at this. I could almost be wearing a t-shirt, although it was a bit chilly going along at 40 knots on this a bit earlier. But these Scott seats are brilliant. Full suspension and very good support on the back as well, so you really feel like they're looking after you, but it just absorbs all of the big hits that you might get on a rib. And you can stand as well, so you can stand at the helm, you can sit at the helm, passenger one as well, and again just the same, passenger can quite happily sit here holding on and feel very, very safe and supported. And the helm's very well laid out. As we were going along, we're very well protected from this screen, and it's quite a wide console as well. And the 800 GT is a wide rib. So even though it's got a wide console, there's still a really nice walk around, and it's even on both sides. And you can really appreciate then the chunkiness of the tubes as well. So they always put a big tube on these and a very beamy rib. And it actually helps with the socialness of the rib in just getting around. There's also a nice bench seat at the back here, and Stingher have these nice GRP radar arch as well. And this one's actually fitted with a solar panel on the top, which is quite handy. So if you are on a dry stack or just moored up in the river, and this doesn't have shore power, but you can be assured it's always being topped up with the solar panel on top. Bless you, Andrew.
Sorry, I'm trying to be really subtle with that.
That wasn't subtle at all. We've got LED lights, so we've got all round and red and green, and as well as you can see, we've got speakers built into the radar arch, and there's even small cup holders as well. Stinghers are actually Italian, so they're from the company Outboard boats, as you can see there. So you can kind of look at this as the Ferrari of the rib world. So Italian made, nice showy boat with the radar arch, and the way it looks fantastic, especially like the synthetic teak flooring, really goes well. And you've got the side steps as well, so you can actually stand up and get around the radar arch really easy. Sometimes getting on and off the back of the ribs is, you do have to clamber around or climb over the seats, but you don't have to on this. It's actually got a walk around either side, straight down onto the bathing platform, and there's a bathing ladder at the back as well. And on this as well, there is also a transom shower as well. There's a transom shower, so there's a water tank built into here. So we can wash ourselves down once we get out from a nice refreshing swim in the hot sunshine like it is today, although February is not the best time of year to be swimming. Let's go back to the dash though. So this is fitted with a Mercury Verado 300 horsepower engine. It's only done 533 hours exactly, because I've just had a look. And with the Mercury Verado, you get the 2 analog gauges, but they have digital displays. And this one will show you all your fueling, your fuel economy, the amount of fuel you've got in the boat. There is an analog fuel gauge as well, and this one will show your engine information, so temperatures, oil pressures, hours, and all that information on there. So very, very good. Electronic controls, so there's no cable control here, it's all done electronically. And we can start and stop the engine from a start-stop button or from the key underneath. And then we've got the Mercury kill cord, of course, which you'd always wear on a boat like this. And we've got the VHF, the Garmin VHF with the GPS built in and the distress button. So the MSI is built into that. As well as we've got this very neat GPSmap 750S. It's actually touchscreen. So it's a really nice display. It's bright today and I've not had a problem seeing it at all. So we've got GPS heading, depth, speed and GPS position on here. But we can do different things. So the chart, it does have a nice perspective 3D chart as well, which I quite like. As you're going along, it's quite nice seeing where you're going. We also have sonar on here. So we can have a full screen sonar. So not just depth, it is actually a fish finder, which is quite nice. And we can have combinations as well. So we can have chart and sonar, so we can have a chart, sonar and data as well if we wanted to on here. So it's quite niche, you can do the combinations all right in front of the helmsman as well. And then we can even do things like currents and tides, which is quite useful, comes up with the current tides on there. So all the information is built into there. It's actually quite neat and smart and easy to use, quick responsive. And this would be probably the original plotter on here from that 2011 ilk, but one of the probably first real ones that are proper touchscreen. So a very nice feature. There's a Kenwood stereo as well. There's a head unit down below inside the console. So this is an addition to it. But the one down in the console, you can plug your telephone into, and it actually slides into a hole in there, which we'll show you in a sec. And then, of course, your array of switches as well. And there's two smaller speakers on here, so sort of tweetery type speakers to go with the speakers at the back. And then even two cup holders and an analog compass as well. So really everything you need on a rib like this. Right, let's go forward, because the 800 GT has loads of space, loads of storage. Normally on ribs it's a bit of a premium, it's hard to get in and out of. But for example, the console lifts up like that, and it's huge. It's a hugely deep console in here. There's the Kenwood stereo I was talking about. So fantastic storage in here. This is your first bit. There's a 12-volt socket as well. And then you've got access to all the electrics actually in behind. It's a very simple Velcroed cover. So it neatly keeps all the electrics away. But as you can see, there's windows in here as well. And really, you can use this if you wanted to as a head. You could pop a porta potty in there if you've got young children. They can use it, or anyone can use it, in fact. But very useful just to pop a porta potty in there. And you could even strap it in if you wanted to. So a fantastic, good size centre console. And you can lift it up and down as an inner handle as well as an outer handle. So if you are inside, you can lift it up and down. So you can have privacy as well if you're in there. There's deck lights, which are quite nice around. So of an evening it lights up. And then of course you've got the storage in the front. So a nice big storage. We've got fenders here as well. There's actually a couple of fenders that come with the boat. A couple of them are the bendy ones. I quite like these. So they bend around the tubes rather than just they normally stick out like that. So that's quite smart. And then your water fill here as well. So this is where you put the water in for the transom shower. And it's not your only one though. There's another one further forward. And again, you'd be surprised actually how deep that one is as well. So a nice deep locker as well. Let's move that out of the way. It's the boat hook in there. So loads and loads of storage. And of course there's another one for your anchor as well. So I do like the setup on here. So the anchor's just in a bag and it's a mix of chain and rope. But I do like the anchor roller on here. Again, they've even gone to the trouble of putting the synthetic teak on here. There's a nice handy cleat and there's an anchor roller as well. But you can see we're also using it as the mooring line. So it's very easy. Rather than having it on the D-ring on the front, you always run the risk of it dropping in the water, you're not noticing. But here you can actually remove it and take it off, or you'll always see it attached, because the anchor storage locker has a cutout in, so if you do have a rope through, you can just leave it attached and just drop it through and it's nicely stowed away. So a bit of thought put into it. I love these tubes, Hyperlon tubes, and then loads of grab handles all the way down. So suddenly you've got loads of seating with ribs and you can have lots of friends sitting around just having a great time. And one thing I would like to show you, obviously, you can see this front section. It's great for getting around, but of course, it also would be really good to have a little lounge down here. So this does come with lounger cushions, which in an instance I can show you right now. Absolutely fantastic. Sun lounging out. Oh. And as I always like to say, I'm 6 foot tall, and you can see I can very comfortably sit here. And actually, with the tube size and height, you're actually, as if you're laying down, you're very sheltered from the winds. If you imagine you're at anchor now, any prevalent winds will be in front of you, and you'll be very sheltered from any winds. So it'd be a perfect place to sunbathe. Love it. Really good addition. And you only get this with the space and the beam that this Stingher gives you. As we come through, you can see there's a couple of deck lights. There's even a couple of lights on the bathing area as well. So if you are sort of come to dusk, early evening, and you would fancy an early evening swim, we can light up all the way around here. And of course, we've got a tow bar as well. The tow hook being used for a flag at the moment. And then we have storage in the back. Now, if we have a look down in here, the clicking is the fish finder you can hear. And then we've got the 2 battery systems. So we've got a dedicated engine battery, and we've got a domestic as well. So what that means is when you're at anchor, you can run the domestic low using a stereo. You can even have a call box, whatever you want. You don't have to worry at all about running the engine battery flat because it's on a separate battery switch. Once the engine starts running, we've got a VSR, so a voltage sensitive relay, which automatically turns on and then starts charging the house battery. So you don't have to do anything. If, for instance, in an emergency, the engine doesn't start, there is an emergency parallel switch. You just turn that on and that'll connect the house battery to the start battery so you can start the engine and then carry on. But you should never need to use that because of the voltage sensitive relay will automatically turn on to charge the house battery when the engine's running. The Mercury has power steering as well. So there's a power steering motor here. And it's a brilliant addition to the Mercury Verado. It just makes the steering very light and easy to use at sea. And it is a brilliant sea boat. During this drone video, we achieved about 40 knots. The boat's been stored in the water. Thank you, Andrew. Just turn the VHF down. The boat's been stored in the water through the last few months, so there's probably a little bit of weed on the bottom, although the bottom of this rib has been copper coated. So it was newly copper coated at the beginning, during sort of mid-season last year. And when the current owner bought it, the current owner is now moving on, so we've got it up for sale with us. So come and see us at park-adams.co.uk to see how much this boat is and for more details. Please get in touch with us, give us a call if you want to come and view this boat, because it's a fantastic boat, new to the market right now. So I think, unless there's anything else we need to be talking about, then that's it for the Stingher 800 GT, the Ferrari of ribs. Come and see it now. And again, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you.